Well, gosh darn it, my iPhone accidentally went on the off switch on my laptop, so the video stopped filming and didn't shut down my laptop completely, but it turned us off. It's all very frustrating, people, but I'm getting there. I managed to get back in. I'm publishing part 1 as we speak. I actually made an entire video yesterday for the 18th of January and somehow deleted it and lost it. And I thought, you know what? It was so scathing hot yesterday. I thought, you know what? It's not important. It's just my usual psychobabble anyway. No one cares. So I haven't repeated the video from yesterday. But I'm halfway through today's video, so I'm going to soldier on and continue with today's, because it's happy memories of socks and roses, la vie en rose, and I have to discipline myself to not give up every fucking time something goes wrong with my laptop or my videoing or whatever. I have to be intrepid, I have to be resilient, I have to be determined. It's a goal I've set for myself. But yeah, so we lost yesterday anyway. In the broad scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. But here we are, part 2 of the 19th of January 2024, and we're up to January 19, 2018, where I write, sleep, that healing serenity of somnolence that wrote off my 20s, 30s, and most of my 40s. Now it's like chasing water down a gurgling drain, diving deep only to resurface every 1.5 hours into full consciousness. Hypomania and menopause and anxiety are such bitches, creaking, croaking, cackling hags. Say what? Alive or dead, the zombie needs her rest. Be back later. Sleep. Pardon me. Sweet denial, sweet DMT relief. What is psychedelic dreamer without her subterranean surge? A fetid, feral, angry purger of purgatory. Oh well, clean house, clean mind, blech. 3:38 a.m. Still awake, mild dozing but no mental resisting from racing thoughts and psychobabble. I took a Valium an hour ago thinking it might help me fall into a deeper sleep. Valium is to calm down your anxiety. It's not a sleep medication. But sometimes I used to juggle around with my medications just to try and get some kind of bloody peace and respite. Alas, no. Unusual, as Valium is very sedating, but of course it's got a long half-life, so I would have been sedated the next day, right? Anyway, I haven't taken Valium or any psych med since very early June 2016, by the way. I think I did take Valium a few times, because here we are, it was 2018. But anyway, I haven't really taken Valium ever since. It's just have to manage life in my own body, mind and spirit. And yes, my anxiety is still extreme. And yes, I am grinding my own gears. And yes, I am dancing as fast as I can in my small corner of hell on planet Earth. But I'm doing it au naturel, except for the bladder medication I need to fill the script today and get started on, because I was up again a couple of times during the night. So I really have to try and see if that will settle me down. But to be honest, I'm frightened of it. I'm frightened of what poison I'm going to have installed into my body and what long-term effects it might have are not good for me. It might fix the bladder but fuck up something else is what I'm saying. But my urologist thinks it's preferable to, she wasn't keen on giving me Botox for my bladder because of the TVT tape installed in my body, that alien thing. She's concerned that it might cause me to have urine retention, which would mean I would need to have a catheter for the rest of my life and a bag, right? So it's only a 5% risk, but it is a risk. So I was horrified by that prospect. So I'm going to try the medication. If that doesn't work, then I will have to take the risk and have the Botox in the bladder. So the other thing I need to try is to not drink after 7 p.m, which I did do the last couple of nights, but last night I was still up. And I've also got to cut back on my tea because caffeine makes you pee more too. But anyway, there's all these things I've got to wrestle with to resolve my health issues, right? And it would be nice if I can get proper rest at night and have a well-behaved bladder, at least during the nighttime hours, so I can get rest and maybe not be quite so crazy from sleep deprivation. Anyway, here I write, I guess it's just another cosmic shift, which I am very sensitive to energy. So if there's a shift going on in the immediate vicinity of our planet, I also get a lot of insomnia and strange mood states, and and then I usually ask my psychic friends if I know it's not health related. I'll say, are you affected by the shift at the moment? And they'll all agree. So I know it's not just me being affected then, which at least gives me a little bit of peace that I'm not losing my mind, right? It's very frightening to lose your mind, by the way. I intend to hold on to my mind for as long as I'm alive. It's been a struggle to recalibrate after decades of intense abuse. So I don't want to lose my mind ever again. I like my mind. It's unusual and quirky and eccentric and meanders all over the place and it's wild and free. But I like it. I like it very, very. In fact, I love my mind. It's a brilliant mind. If I'd had better circumstances and had kinder people in my life and a loving partner who was nurturing and protective and caring and respectful of me, I might have achieved amazing things as a young woman, even though I was utterly exhausted all of the time. With my children, I was in a constant state of exhaustion, but had I had someone that was, loving to me, I could have achieved great things. But those weren't the cards that were gifted me, so there is that. Here I write, I don't get all crazy and overstimulated. I hope I don't get all crazy and overstimulated when the family arrives at 1 p.m. Poor Mark has never met this version of the Tanya, who hyperbolates and extrapolates and can't stop talking when she is exhausted. No, Mark only knew me when he was a little boy, and in those days I was married to his uncle and there was a little bit of more stability. So, just received a text from my hairdresser. Prices going up. That's nice. What can you do? Fuck. Anyway, I'm due to go to get my hair done on Tuesday, so that will be good. Prices are going up for everyone all the time, right? Maybe I should shave my head. That'll save a lot of money. I don't think I'd have a very elegant bald scalp though, because I've got a big flat Slavic head. What do you do? Shall I shave my head? Sometimes I think about that. Just can't do the dreadlocks since my hair's too fine and they don't hold, but a shaved head might be cool. What do you reckon? All my male friends were like, don't you fucking dare! Especially my friend from Alter Egos, who likes me to keep my hair out so I can flip it around in the whirling dervish mosh. Alright, I'll keep my hair just for you, darling. I'll behave. Oh my God. Anyway, you have to laugh. 19th of January, because it's show business, darlings. It's show business. The razzle and the dazzle. Show business. 19th of January 2017. I am still in a lot of pain, so I'm living on codeine. Today I woke up and all my teeth hurt. Not like chewing glass, but dull, pinching aches. Anyway, exhausted. Oh, and also I've made a discovery, people. This is important to know, that since I've been taking 3 vitamin D capsules every day, I did reduce down to about 2, but I went back up to 3. My teeth seem to have improved. I don't get as much pain and nerve pain in them, They seem to be slightly improved. Maybe that's just a coincidence, but the last time I went to the dentist, she commented that my teeth were better, so there is that. I must have been low in vitamin D, because my liver, which is fatty and enlarged, dietary related, not alcohol related, doesn't process the vitamin D, so I tend to be vitamin D deficient. So when the COVID came out, they all said, oh, take vitamin D, it'll help boost your immune system. And it seems to have been a boost. I did eventually catch COVID in October last year, but yeah, my teeth are better, so that's something. I try to remain positive about myself and my future, so we'll add a picture of my dog. Here he is, loving his new ball. Look at that dear little face. Oh, I miss you, Beauregard. My beautiful boy. We are sitting on the grass, letting the wind blow through our hair and or fur, and grounding my sickness into the earth, which is part of my shamanic practice. Excuse me. I'm allergic to life, people, always have been. And grounding my sickness into the earth, I finally got out of bed as I needed fresh air and sunlight and to feel like I belong in this world. Beauregard loves his new ball. He still managed to crush the crunchy plastic inside, but has not destroyed the outer ball yet. We played fetch for a while from my position sitting on the grass. He leapt up to catch the ball and did little inelegant pirouettes of delight, so that brightened up my somewhat dismal day. I am too sick to take him for a walk, but he loves chasing the ball and teasing me by not bringing it back in arm's reach. But as soon as he realised I was happy to read my book, he brought the ball closer. Funny guy. Fucking techno music played at the Treasury Casino makes me look like Lurch, only more homicidal. Lurch is a character in the Addams Family, so you'll get my vibe. The large tapestry just fell off the wall and snapped the TV cord. It gave me a hell of a fright. The cord still works, but is now a bit dodgy. I'm not having a good run with electronics. One of the cats pissed inside my printer last week, so I had to throw out a hardly used printer. I should buy another printer now that I don't have any pussycats left. It is weird as I've been staring at that tapestry for weeks now, thinking about taking it down, so it fell down instead. Rachel Walsh. Yeah, poor darling, sure hope the wind changes and things start looking up. Me, there's a cool wind gonna blow. Mama T just hanging on for the changes. Margaret Jakovac. Aye, not good. Glad you went near it to be part of the damage or injury. Yikes. But the weird thing was that I'd literally had been staring at it for weeks, almost as if I knew that that was about to happen, but I didn't proactively act on it. I was just looking at it every day going, there's something about that tapestry that's not right. And then it fell off the wall. Odd, isn't it? That's how I know I'm a little bit psychic. Just a little bit at times, but precognitive. But not psychic enough to think, oh, that thing's not right and it needs to be drilled into the wall and you need to fix it properly, Tanya Aarons. Duh. But anyway, I gave that tapestry, I put it out on the street in the end. I've got another large one in its place. But let's check to see how I've hung it there. I think I did do this one into the wall properly. Can't have massive big pictures falling off the wall. And it's just cray-cray. 19th of January 2016. Today at the food bank, I met a Ukrainian woman. She was with her Aussie friend who had lots of advice for me to access other charities. Oh dear goddess, I had to get off that bandwagon. It was just too deeply humiliating. The Russian woman spoke very little because of her poor English, but she took one look at my Slavic face and there was an instant connection. When the guy organising the food asked my name and I replied, Tanya, she murmured in recognition, Tanya. I pronounced my name the New Zealand Russian way, and all Russian way I meant. I nodded and smiled. She could have been my older sister. We looked very similar. I asked her how long she had been here. She said 8 years. I asked if she liked it here in Australia. Very, very, very good. Almost jumping for joy. I bet she's happy she's here now with that dreadful war in the Ukraine. Her friend Chris told me that Maya sends clothes back to the Ukraine as the poverty is so bad and there are no resources for the people, no food charities or second-hand shops for clothing. She thinks Australia is wonderful as we are community-minded and help each other. True that. Even then, we could do so much more to end poverty. It makes me feel frustrated that there are such extremely wealthy people in the world, like Bill Gates and the Rothschilds, while millions of others struggle to survive each day. But I guess I must be grateful that I have food and clothes and a roof, my sacred space garden, my pets, and the opportunity to get assistance when needed. Imagine living in 30 below zero with not enough food and or clothes. I am an abundantly wealthy woman compared to that. Not feeling well today, probably the heat. I went to the food bank and got some fruit and veggies. It took a lot out of me. By the time I drove home, I was perspiring even though my car is air conditioned. So today will be a cruisy, lying around day with Bobo and the cats. And I actually remember feeling very unwell that day and lightheaded and just depleted. But anyway, it was sweet how that lovely Ukrainian woman fell instantly in love with me because my name is Tanya and I happen to look Russian, even though I'm actually not Russian, but of Polish descent and English, Irish, Scottish, and German descent as well. So, but it's funny how the Russians, when they meet me, see my cheekbones and it's like instant recognition. So the ancestors know, right? The ancestors know. Here I posted an article sent to me from my friend Efren Pardo, Jewish Neighborhoods of Mexico City. Oh, it wasn't an article, it was on YouTube. From Efren Pardo, very interesting. I had another Mexican Jewish friend, Juan Simo, who was the son of a notable politician in Mexico who actually knew Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo. Very cool. And Juanski, wherever you are, was very, very, very cool too. And Efren is very cool too, but I know where Efren is. He lives in Seattle, Washington now. Not that I've ever seen him since he moved there. I haven't seen him since we worked at the police academy, so what's that? 23 and a half years. It's a long time. But we're still in contact on Facebook and Instagram, and he still messages me occasionally, and he's a very, very true, loyal, loving friend. So, and I'm grateful for my friends, my online friends, as well as my 3D reality, real life, solidly standing with me friends as well. Because love is the law, people. 19th of January 2015. I posted an article from the mindunleashed.org, The Ancient Science of Living from the Heart. I wrote, love this, it is all so true. My heart is held together by duct tape, and sometimes I roll it out of my chest and lend it to someone I hope is worthy, and then invariably have to roll it back and punch it back into my chest and slap on some more tape and nurse it for a while as it skips, yes, nurse it for a while, as it skips beats in timeless grief or shame or humiliation. But when she sings, my heart I'm talking about, not my bad singing voice, but when she sings, the beat goes on and reverberates through all eternity, and sometimes I can still pick up that beat and feel that emotion again. To those who stirred up that emotion in recent months, it's been lovely. Each time I love again, it is a spectacular miracle for my beaten, broken, but indomitable heart. One time, when I suffered a terrible heartbreak, one of many, I actually heard my heart muscle make a cracking sound. It was quite frightening. It took several years to recover. Still, my heart never hardened for too long. Life is too incredibly beautiful and miraculous and amazing to stay lost in grief for too long. I lost 20 years. Now it is time to live fully and joyously again, to rise and shine and not allow the haters to bring me to a living death again. Today I am overwhelmed with gratitude. Thank you, Hashem, for the sun, the stars, and the moon, For I love the exquisite beauty of shining lights and the diurnal push and pull of our satellite, which smiles upon us. Thank you for love, without which I could not exist and would not wish to. Thank you for keeping me safe in the past 11.5 years. Now, when did I write this? 2015. So what's that? We're into 2024 now. 15 to 24. 20.5 years. My goodness, time has marched on, hasn't it? It really has. Here I sit in my garden or in my house with the air conditioning, grateful to my benefactor, by the way, as always, clutching the rest of my life away, while other people are with their truest, deepest loves, living their best version of themselves, immersed in love. 20 fucking years of lost. More than that if you really scale it right back. But never mind, I'm in love with planet Earth. I'm in love with my gods and my angels and the archangels. I'm in love with the fairy realms, running rampant wildly in the earth energies. I'm in love with Gaia, our earth. I'm even in love with a few humans. And most poignantly and importantly of all, I'm in love with my own tired, bedraggled, worn out self. I've seen the calibre of my soul, and I'm proud of me too. It's cost me deeply. It's cost me a lot of things to stand in my own integrity, but it was worth it. Thank you for bringing bounty and beauty and healing to my life. Thank you for allowing me to reintegrate my psyche after decades of trauma in astonishing and profound ways. Thank you for my enemies, the catalyzers of my soul growth, who misunderstood, degraded, feared, and hated me, but some of whom, ironically, never failed to admire me, the one who never quit and never became monstrous like them and never died, but came very, very close to it and lived in the shadowlands in a zomboid existence for many years. Thank you for the indigenous spirits who showed me their campfire in the PA hospital in March 2012, who showed me the fire that burns without but gives warmth and comfort and inspiration, light in dark places and dark times, and provision to heat our sustenance, who showed me to keep going, fighting, living, dancing, and being, but most of all, loving. Thank you to those spirits that came to me in my time of need. Thank you for the water, celestial and physical, to moisten my burnt out, weary soul and brings life back to the seed of the universe. Thank you for creating me and creating you and all of the multiverses and all of life, and for allowing me to experience the magic and the wonder in this vessel. Thank you in advance for some moment in time when I am released from the splendour of this mortal coil, and you welcome me into another dimension in my true form, devoid of all limitations of time, space, and mass. Thank you for the music of the spheres and the music of my human heart and the rhythm of the night. A hymn. By that I actually mean dancing, but however it works, babies. It could be another rhythm of the night happen one day if I find a man who loves me as much as I love him and will meet me halfway, be a good solid partner to me, choose me by his own heart, mind, spirit, soul and body. Thank you for art and all creativity, all works of love. Thank you for my beautiful, blessed companions and soulmates, human and non-human, who bring joy, delight, passion and magic to my life. Thank you to all my platonic friends and admirers and lovers, poetic, noetic, but not physical yet. Thank you and you and you. Back from the dentist, all work done for another year. Worked. I told my beautiful, talented, gentle, young Indian dentist that she is the best dentist I have ever had in the public system in many, many years, and when the government gives her grief, as I know they always do, she is to remember what I said. She is gentle, kind, explains the procedure, and thorough, and is the very best. She blushed deeply and thanked me. I then thanked the nurse, then half turned and walked into the door, laughing my ass off. I then thanked the door for not slamming into me. Very funny. Here I write earlier in that day. Off to the murder house. Be back soon. I had a lovely long sleep today. 14 hours. I was utterly exhausted from my beautiful, passionate, wonderful weekend. I still can't believe how joyous it was. Soon off to the QE2 dentist for another filling. Eek. It's bloody hot today, so when I get back I'll be nursing my sore mouth by lying in the hammock with a good book, methinks. Earlier again I wrote, very, very amused. I popped into the pub for half an hour on Saturday night. I was served a Jack Daniels and I sang along to the band and danced while I was there. Now I hear a rumour that I had been permanently banned and people were shocked I was in there. That is insane. Number one, I was only banned for 1 month by a misogynistic creep security guard after I asked for protection on the dance floor as some assailants were there. Number two, I wrote a formal complaint to the pub management and the creep security company as it was inappropriate for him to vilify and degrade me and ban me. He called me a fat, crazy bitch and falsely accused me and my group of friends of being troublemakers. It is not troublemaking to expect correct service and treatment as a long-term customer in an establishment and then to complain when one has been unfairly abused and slandered. It's called fair play or justice. Number three, the point of this little exercise. I received no written or verbal response from either management or owners or from the CSO security company. I was simply ignored, which I find rude, unprofessional, and covert, and I will add to that, cowardly. Number 4. I voluntarily stayed away for 3 months as I was distressed by my treatment there and took a break after the alleged 1-month ban by an unprofessional creep given too much power was expended. I also voluntarily went back on Saturday night as several friends, including several male acquaintances, mentioned they missed seeing me dancing along with the band at the pub, which was my customary behaviour and which I very much enjoyed. How dancing and enjoying a band has become socially inappropriate, I am mystified to comprehend. Someone needs a reality check. To my knowledge, and due to lack of official communication to the contrary, I have not been permanently banned. The fact I was allowed entry and served at the bar on Saturday night proves the salient fact. So for those who dabble in petty gossip and slander, and those who follow rumour mills, these are the facts. I don't know if I have been actually banned permanently, as no one bothered to notify me officially. I have done nothing wrong but be vilified by a nasty young man with no intention of performing his duties in his capacity as security guard, and in my opinion, it was perfectly acceptable to complain about his ongoing abuse. As it was perfectly acceptable to complain about his ongoing abuse, then it is simply absurd to permanently ban me for doing so. I was never the troublemaker there, so please remain cognizant of the facts. And I did indeed forthwith, within a matter of a week or so, receive a letter stating I had been permanently banned. This is the lack of calibre and integrity they had, and the absolute cowardice to only send me that letter after I complained about not having been notified officially. Like, they're just dogs, which is why I have a curse on that pub to this day. I hope they go broke. I really do. The raping and the sexual assaults that went on at that place, me being actually assaulted, for which the police did nothing, and then to follow up with that systemic abuse as well. So you know what? Fuck them to this day and to the rest of the days on planet Earth. Fuck them and the horse they rode in on. There are other venues that love me and enjoy my dancing and support me. I remained dancing at the casino for years after that fiasco, up until recent memory, the 5th of August 2023, when they kicked me in the face saying I wasn't 5-star enough for the new venue. Me, who had danced for 13 years in that space and supported all the bands, dancing wildly on my little characteristic spot. So another venue that can go fuck themselves. Why am I being vilified? Is it because of ageism? Because the Slavic face is getting old and is deemed to be vulnerable and weakened? Is that the reason? I'm starting to wonder. Well, time will tell. The dance continues, and I fight for my right to party as always, just by showing up and participating in the dance. The dance of life, darling. There's layers upon layers of metaphor on that alone for you to deconstruct who I am as a woman and as a spirit. I will continuously dance until the day comes that my own body won't allow it anymore, either because I've died or because I'm too weak and frail and ill to do so. 19th of January 2014. Post a beautiful photo of my water lily, which is, I took that at night. Must have been, was it a night flowering one? Must have been, because I've taken that at night. It does look lovely. I had a light in the pond at that stage. I haven't had lights in the pond for a long time. Should probably do that again. It does look so pretty when you come out at night and your pond's lit up and you can see your fish. I love my goldfish pond. I had 4, but again I was systemically abused by some fucking arsehole. So they made me get rid of the other ponds. But I've held on to the last remaining one. It's a matter of principle. I had the pond in this house before I even fricking moved in, so they knew about the ponds long, long ago. I've been in this house 20, almost 21 years in May. So that's the best they can throw at me to bully me. And that again, they picked the time to pile on with that. It was just after I'd had the gallbladder surgery and I was writhing in fucking agony and deeply vulnerable and in deep distress. They picked the timing to do that. There's a pattern, isn't there? My dog dies, I get eased out of the casino. You know, I have an organ torn from my body. I have my ponds forced to threaten to get rid of my ponds, which I complied. I shouldn't have complied. I really shouldn't have. But I was so ill, I just didn't have the fight left in me. They wait till I'm really weak and vulnerable or in deep grief to kick me, literally in the face, like the bullies they are. Wow, Mama T's back in her own power now. So we won't be starting any of that crap again, will we now, babies? 4:14 a.m. Just got home from a night out with Creature. We went to the casino and danced with the band playing there called Mr. Perkins. I'm trying to think what they changed that band name to. I'm pretty sure it's the same band. I might be wrong though, my memory might deceive me. But anyway. Then went on to Irish Murphy's to finish off the night dancing with Wasabi. Lovely time was had, but my feet hurt like Hades from leaping about both nights. I feel really happy though. Jared surprised me with a visit in the afternoon. It's been ages since I've seen him, so that was great to catch up, and I finally got to give him the water poppies from my ponds. We did our usual survey of my garden, and I was surprised and delighted to discover, or Jared saw them first, that my bloody old and recalcitrant dragon fruit cactus, which only fruited for the first time last year after 17 years, is in bud again. This is ironic, as only 2 days ago I was telling Creature, who was thinking about buying one at the greengrocer, that if mine doesn't fruit again this summer, I'm going to take an axe to it. The cactus read my malevolent intentions and burst out into buds. 12 buds. Now if it doesn't rain too heavy, we might actually get some fruits. Awesome. Here I write, home is where your cat is, smiley face. Big fur ball welcome from Miss Penny. Moved the chook tractor, gave them grain and water for tomorrow. Had a lovely time with Gail, Christina and Talia, albeit the interminable Pedro debrief, lol. After dinner at Sizzler, we chatted with Christina about Judaism, evolution, primitive man and asteroids. Gail learned at the planetarium that our moon was formed in 4 weeks. Fascinating stuff. although there is a theory that our moon is not actually natural at all and is actually rings like a bell, is actually hollow and is an extraterrestrial kind of satellite monitoring our planet. Makes you wonder, all these theories, if they're fantastical, if there's truth to them. It's interesting that the moon only ever faces one way as it orbits around the planet. We only see one face of it. 19th of January 2013. Hot as Hades, flying too close to the sun. Burn, baby, burn, but still awesome. I went out last night looking sultry, but was so tired I didn't have such a great time. The end of the night my shoe broke, so I binned them and came home barefoot and carefree. I must remember to put a spare pair of shoes of some kind in my car because I've been worrying lately. After my shoe broke recently, the other time that I managed to last the night on it, I've been worrying about my shoes breaking. So if I have a spare pair of shoes in my car, then it will solve that problem. It would also mean I'd have to walk to the car and come back, but meh, it'd be okay. 19th of January 2010. I've had a few wines, okay, about 4, and am pissed as a rat, which is unusual for me, by the way. So not sure that is a good thing, and spent the last half hour writing inappropriate comments on friends' Facebook profiles. Whoops, sorry. Promise I will be sober next time I'm on Facebook, but only because I've run outer wine, or was that wine, WHINE? Ciao bambinos. And at that point in time, 19th of January, was shortly before my mother's death on the 7th of March. So I probably needed a little bit of a de-stress and to get a little bit tipsy. So there is that. Anyway, thus concludes today's readings of Even Date. According to my laptop, it's currently 33 degrees Celsius. So I better get out and hang out with my dog and hang out some washing and enjoy the rest of the day. There was supposed to be rain forecast for today. I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, if it rains, it rains. Meh. I'll ride through it as I've ridden through everything else on planet Earth in my 58 years and 9 months and 7 days of existence on this planet. And with that, I bid you adieu. Have a beautiful day in the space-time continuum. Be good to your truest, deepest loves. Be loyal, be faithful, and stay happy, stay blessed, and stay wild, and stay free, people of Earth. May the gods of your understanding in the fairy realms bring joy and delight and mischief and peace to our world, our planet. Stay human, stay organic, stay heart-centered, stay pristine as much as you possibly can. Love to you all. Bye for now.